Recorded live from the Maddie Johnson podcast studio at GOT Sound Studio in Columbia, South Carolina. This is the All About Nothing podcast. The views expressed on this program are the opinions of the host. Some content and subject matter may not be appropriate. Listener discretion is advised. Listeners are encouraged to follow the show at theallaboutnothing.com for links to social media and more. Listeners can call the show at 803-672-0533. Thank you for listening.
All right, welcome to the All About Nothing podcast. I am Barrett Gruber, controlling interest of this waste of time.
Man.
Nothing? Not even a giggle.
I just realized that I didn't have my bell. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what is missing?
Oh, that's right.
I think
what is missing?
I need
Matt's
some.
got it.
I need some
Thanks,
sauce
man.
on my
Appreciate
volume.
that, man. Yeah.
You need some sauce on your volume?
Yeah, give me some. Coming in. Can you
There
guys
we
hear
go.
me?
Coming in live, man.
Thank you.
I ain't know what happened. Turn me up in the headphones, man. I'm playing.
Mom spaghetti.
Joined on my far left by Zach King, the man whose right hand is envious of his left.
Ooh.
As well as Trent Clark, Clemson superfan and of SC super hater.
Oh.
Just a hater.
Only when they're not playing us, though. You know what I mean?
This week's episode, we are joined by Democratic nominee for South Carolina's District 26 House of Representatives, Matt Villardo. Welcome back, Matt.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome, Matt.
Yes, welcome back.
I am
Glad to be back.
I'm extremely happy that I got your name right the first time this time.
You
Guess
did
who's
excellent.
back?
Well, we've been talking
Back,
a lot,
back,
and you've been
back,
seeing a
back.
lot of me, so.
I practice at home. Do you want to give us an update on the campaign? How's everything going?
Campaign is going amazing. Fundraising, get it where you can. It's a Democrat in the state, but I think they saying 3 percentage points behind that 10-year incumbent I'm running against.
Oh, wow. Fantastic. Congratulations.
So just the margin of error alone would put me in the lead.
Man, that's awesome.
So, yeah, I mean, we are anticipating victory in November, to be quite honest with you.
Awesome.
I mean, we're going to have a party on election night, and
It's the All About Nothing invited?
sure. Y'all want to drive all the way on up to Fort
Oh,
Mill?
yeah, man.
And if it comes down to Kumite, we're there too.
Just set us up with a nice little Airbnb or hotel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you guys will be all right with Fort Mill Kumite. It's like a driving contest,
T-shirts and everything.
skills contest on the golf course.
Yeah, it's basically the Scottish Games.
Yeah, probably so.
The caber toss.
This is.
Are there any courses? I mean, corpse on these golf courses?
Are there any corpses?
Corpses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
probably not.
Gotta ask.
No Ivan.
Yeah, no
Oh,
Ivana.
no.
Ivanka,
No nuclear
Ivanka.
secrets buried on the 18th hole. Okay.
Cool. Just wanted to make sure how Fort
Watch
Mill
out,
rolls.
there's a corpse hazard.
Oh, Barrett. Now introducing to everybody at home,
Oh.
Barrett Gruber.
I think I already said my name.
No,
He's
I gotta say
the Georgia Tech, the Ramblin' Wreck, the hell of a whatever the hell he does.
Right, fair. This
Barrett,
is.
you can't introduce yourself. I have to introduce you.
Well,
man.
okay. All right. Well, I'm glad you had the bell.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
AKA DJ Fuzzy Nut.
Yeah. So this is episode 129, and a special treat. With the help of Matt, we are going to commentate on the most talked about but seldom seen.
Had to actually go behind a dumpster in a dark alley to get this film.
This was not an easy film to get a hold of, if I'm being honest. This is we're going to watch Absolute Proof.
And I hope it has the OAN warning at the beginning.
I don't think it did.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think the copy that I have does. So Absolute Proof is a semi-documentary, semi-interview, semi-news program where Mike Lindell, owner and CEO of the My Pillow Company and former crackhead, interviews let's call them semi-cyber interested people and some anonymous persons too, in an attempt to build his case of support to claim that the Chinese, the Iranians, the Venezuelans, the Israelis, and other global interested partners hacked into the voting machines around the country and switched votes for millions from Trump
Well,
to
you
Biden.
left out one party. The devil apparently was also involved.
Yeah. So if you can't tell, I'm going to try and emphasize where I'm using air quotes
Correct.
in things.
You got to use them correctly.
When I said the devil, I needed that soundbite. That's da-da-da, da-da-da.
The devil.
So even though we're going to talk over this entire program, I want to give you the facts. On November 3rd, 2020, Americans went to the polls. Yeah, the election ended and the polls closed. All right. The counting of the votes continued for several days, as well as several recounts were conducted because the races were too close. They kicked off automatic recounts in several states, but not a revote, but a recount of the votes. And so to be sure, special attention was given to the recounts and watched from both parties by by those poll watchers, that sort of thing.
Poll watchers.
In the end, on November 7th, President Biden was declared the winner by the Associated Press and the legitimate news agencies, Fox News also. This film was released on One America News Network. Again, inflection to indicate where I'm drawing air quotes. News was aired on February 5th, 2021 as a paid programming. It is important to note that within hours of the film being aired, it was removed from Vimeo, YouTube, OAN News Network webpage, as well as any other streaming service that it was available on because it was cited for violation of community standards.
So we have the bootleg? Is that what I'm trying to
get the
No.
This is the bootleg.
So
I'll tell you this,
Lindell's OnlyFans?
But you know what the paid programming was? I'll give you all of my pillow. 2 of them, one for between your legs and one for your head.
Hey, man, that's a nice
But
deal.
what about the luxurious Egyptian cotton sheets?
So
600 thread count.
So, you may ask, how did we get a copy of this work of art? Again, air quotes were appropriate. Well, let's just say that Barrett knows a guy who knows a guy that once updated the virus software on Mr. Mike Lindell's computer.
Wow.
For real.
Oh, man.
That'd be awesome.
That's crazy.
So we're going to jump right into it because, frankly,
pillow porn.
it is an inappropriately long movie. So we're going to split this into 2 halves. This is going to be part 1, and I'm going to go ahead and jump right into this, and we're going to get it started going because,
Exposing election fraud and the theft by enemies, foreign and
everyone,
domestic.
this is Mike Lindell, the CEO of MyPillow.
Did y'all think we'd ever get Mike Lindell on this show?
Nah, man. It's a great day.
Relentlessly.
It's a get.
On social media, by newspapers, by TV shows, by you name it, I've been attacked. And myself, not just myself, but my company.
Really?
The boycotts that are going on, box stores are dropping me.
Have you ever-
Social media, they canceled my Twitter. Today,
Dark
they
days
canceled
when Bed Bath &
MyPillow.
Beyond
It's going to be
sell
his
your
pillow
awful
soon.
products.
Well, before I was going to get erased completely, we put
Ollie's will
together
definitely
this
still
show.
carry his stuff.
And what you're going to see today is what they don't want you to see, why they're trying to erase me.
Now, again, this movie
And what
was
I've told
released
everyone out there is,
in
you know what?
February of
I've seen
2021.
evidence.
Did
I've
he
been
think this
trying
was going to
since
help him get
November
back
4th
into Bed
to
Bath &
prove,
Beyond?
you
He's
know,
like,
to
once I
show
see the
what's out there,
absolute proof,
why
we'll
are
be
these
good.
I want to point out
deviations
again,
that
he
happen
paid
on
for this to be
election
on
night?
OAN.
None of it made any sense. So I dove all in with everything I had, resources.
you said that like you didn't think they was gonna take that money.
Was relevant. I went, looked into it, did my own.
I'd air this motherfucker on this podcast for enough money.
Right now.
Well, on one day, I think it
Outlets
was
making
like
fun of it.
January 9th, all of a sudden, these people, they brought me some a piece of evidence that's 100%
At least he's a pro. I mean,
a print.
Wow, Mike.
Of
God, are you on
inside the
Fox 5?
machine of the timestamp
Hey,
that
Barrett,
showed
you run polls.
another
Is
country,
that technically
other
breaking the
countries
law right there?
attacking us,
No.
hacking into our election through these machines. And
I've actually given consideration to actually setting up a microphone
I gotta get
at
this
the
out
polling
there.
place.
And from that point on,
I just gotta get
started
permission.
putting it out there.
Can I
You'll end on
That's when
absolute
they just
proof one day.
started-
Can I interview people outside of it?
Well,
Yes.
they obviously are hiding something, and tonight
You gonna
you're
come
gonna
out and-
see
Yeah, I might
what
interview.
they're hiding.
Do some
You're gonna
interviews.
see on this show, we're going to have cyber forensic experts. We're going to have 100%. You're going to see all this evidence that by the time you're done seeing it, you're going to go, wow.
He doesn't make a sentence. You just stop.
100% it proves exactly
gonna-
what happened.
listen.
That these machines were
Is he-
used
how
to
old
steal
is
our
Mike
election
Lindell?
70
by
something?
other countries,
So
including
that
China.
color of his hair
But I do
is
want
like
to tell you
some
before we
weird
get into all
unnatural
that,
blend.
I
Oh,
want
it's
to tell you
multiple
what I
dyes.
consider why
See
I'm
what's
so happy
happening on the
today
side there?
about two
Yeah.
miracles that happened these last.
Sir,
couple
you have
months.
like a reverse
the first
ombre.
miracle was
It's-
on
I'm
election
49 and mostly
night. And on
gray.
election night, 11
Well, it might be the crack.
The algorithms of these machines basically broke.
Oh.
And this will be explained during this show.
Okay.
But
That's
they broke.
fantastic.
What that means is Donald Trump
61. He's only
got so many
61.
more millions of
He
votes
has
than
not
they didn't
aged well.
expect.
So it might be his hair,
They're
huh?
going to have to go recalibrate.
No.
Right?
No, there's
so
no way.
that's why
Well,
all
when you're
these
doing things
states
for
shut
crack.
down. All of a sudden, they all
Looks
shut
like he's
down.
been tricked
And we're all
before
going,
with his
what? That's
Adam's
weird.
apple.
This has never happened in any other election. And then we're going, okay. Then as the days went on, going.
Ever since
what?
you said something about his
Another-
Adam's apple, I can't not look at it.
You know,
It's sucking in and out. Like it's like an any and outy belly button all together.
Someone was like, "Shut up about the fucking pillows." Just chopped him right in the damn Adam's apple.
We understood it, right? We're like living in this kind of twilight zone during that time.
I was in one of those fights with a Marine once.
That is one miracle.
Punched him right in the throat.
Think if that wouldn't have happened.
Was it Mike Lindell?
Think if they would have estimated.
It looks like it.
It does look like his Adam's apple is.
Election at 3 a.m.
Y'all around the same age too, so it's kind of crazy.
Biden won. He won by a little bit, and we would have said,
I like that I'm older than you, and they leave me alone.
Because he got so many votes, it broke that. And
Bill in here.
He's just muted me, Ben.
He's not getting a birthday present.
Talking about biggest attack in history, the biggest cyber attack ever.
He spared nothing on the special effects.
Yeah, that's from Jumpin' Jack Flash.
They found that it's like they did like a GIF search. We need something computery and matrixy.
Like Jumpin' Jack Flash would take Whoopi out. I just want her computer.
Max Headroom's gonna pop in there in a second.
Could you imagine the first time they showed him that? It was like, look, this is what we're gonna do, man. It's like, oh, I love
Matt,
that.
the election was stolen.
What else happened?
I like how he just zipped through a bunch of facts
the margin of victory
to get to what he wanted.
votes that Biden, they say Biden won.
They
Now,
say.
look at this. Let's go down the chart here. Mail-in ballots require an adjudication. Almost 300,000. What these mean are these are votes that they put through, and you're going to learn that. You're going to learn all about that.
He's not going to source a single one of these.
No, he hasn't
no
yet.
asterisks on
illegal
that.
aliens.
There's no sites.
36,000.
How do they
Requires
know-
further investigation.
Illegal aliens.
How does he know how many
They only lost
illegal aliens
10,000.
voted?
Boy, of course they can't.
He
vote.
doesn't.
Okay.
They have no.
Where's he getting this
Let's
information
keep
from?
going.
I used to fight with people about that at work.
Barry, how many illegal aliens you had come to vote?
Ballots received the day
Not a one.
before.
Not a
36
one.
floor.
Something's not working.
I had one woman ask me why she had to show her ID. That
In
rule was not for
Arizona,
her.
before
It was
this-
for the illegal aliens.
It was no. She was inferring that it was.
That's what she was
You don't have one.
She was inferring that it was for the black people.
Maricopa County electronic adjudicated ballots, 103,000 votes loaded before opening of polls. So the votes were even loaded.
For what
They
it's
were already
worth,
in
I've
there
spent a
before the
lot of
polls
time
even
in
opened,
Arizona in my
50,000.
life, and I was
Okay, let's
shocked
you see all that.
Biden
Let's go to the
carried
next state
Arizona.
here.
Yeah.
I
Skip
never
Georgia,
thought.
come back.
But then again, I never
Let's go to
thought Joe
Michigan.
Araparo would get
Dead
voted
voters,
out of sheriff. And he did.
17,367.
I was like, oh, okay, well, I
And
guess
this
they're
is
ready.
so Michigan.
Look at
is
this.
kind of its
They
own
know how many dead
weird
voters there were.
population. It's very different
Of course.
than the other states. What went
Just
on
tell
there.
us who told
so
you
it's
this,
all
Mike.
grouped together. 615,000 votes that are just in question. Well, and we're going to skip that part. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Skip it, Mike. We'll come back to
I'm waiting
that,
for
right?
the part where he's holding the remote and he's like, it's not changing batteries.
4,000. Mail-in or absentee ballots.
Yeah, this was a
were
one-take
voters that
video.
were known
You
to have
know-
voted
Oh,
in
yeah.
other states.
Mike, you have 30
That
minutes to
remote's
go.
not working. Antifa's
Clark
getting
County, you
blamed.
see
This is a My Pillow commercial.
Are these those liberal batteries?
and to check the mail-in ballot signatures, 130,000. We'll just skip through that.
Okay.
Move on.
Incentivize 500. Here we go. Here's a big one. Dead people who voted.
Mike has got it.
Got him.
Mike, did you vote? I didn't have time. I was making this.
They don't even live in
4,000
Nevada.
illegal aliens voted this election. Again, where does
Voters
he
who
get
double
this stuff?
voted.
Oh, Mike, they could have deported them if they know exactly who they are and that
Okay,
they would
as you can see, they add up to
Idiot.
It's
over
like
Especially if you got these
200,000.
I
numbers.
say to my MAGA parents, just because somebody utters something does not make it fact.
Go to the
Yeah.
next one, Pennsylvania.
I mean,
Mail-in votes that counted without a Republican
Pennsylvania.
observer. We all heard that stuff. That's
Oh,
well over
look,
600,000.
BLM affiliated
There
members.
we go.
There we
Here's
go.
another
This is where it
Republican
comes down
observer
to.
for the
You're going to
vote.
hear a lot about this
Man.
during this thing, but
Oh,
let's
I'm
go
not-
down. Poll workers have voted with various errors in the bin.
You know how they knew that they weren't
This is the one
Republican?
where
They're
you
like,
heard
you better say the
fake
Pledge
ballots
of
that were
Allegiance
driven
before
from
you
New
do
York to
this.
Pennsylvania. You'll hear a little about that.
I told you in Texas that one of the things they want to institute in Texas is a reading test. They want people to prove that they can read
That's
before.
Jim
Donald
Crow
Trump
law.
lost.
Yeah,
Coming on back, right?
That's
like,
exactly what it is.
100%.
It's not even like
here-
overt.
No,
I mean, it
no,
is
no.
overt.
No,
I mean,
no,
it's
they're-
just like so.
they're not even
obvious. They're
hiding it.
even
Many
trying.
combined voters in 2020.
Crazy.
That would take a while to explain, but there was 130,000.
Take a little while.
Because we're not smart enough to understand it.
Ballots.
Don't bother explaining it.
Don't
Nah, it just
explain it.
wouldn't
Just
fit
here's-
in.
Okay, possible margin of error. It says 400,000.
Mail-in ballots entering the tabular.
What is 400,000,000? I think there's a zero missing.
Oh my God, a typo.
Okay.
We found a damn
Margin
typo.
of victory for Biden was 20.
That's hilarious.
This was made by him. This was made by him.
I took statistics in college. A margin of error of 1 million is not like real statistics.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Said, okay,
It's
you
that
have
magic
felons with
math.
incomplete
He's like, sorry, I was filling this out and I was
sentences
jazzing on some good ice.
Underage
getting that Don Jr. flow.
And illegally voted.
Underage children registered to vote and illegally voted was 66,000 and change in Georgia. How? You can't.
So they're like backtracking to like make
Registered voters who voted
their
in another
narrative
state after their
be
Georgia
accepting of
registration
the
date,
lies that it needs to be supported by.
4,926.
If this election took
Voters
place
who
20
voted in
years ago,
Georgia
then yes,
also
none of
voted in
these
another
underage
state,
people could have
395.
voted because they would not have been born
Voters
yet.
who
And the
voted in
unregistered
Georgia but
voters
changed
gave a
their
shit enough
address
not
before the
to
election
register to
do it.
vote, but they're like, I'm going to go vote anyway. I'm
15,700.
sure they'll let me.
This is
People who failed to pre-register to vote in their county in time after moving from one county to another, 40,279.
no.
Voters who
So like the
illegally claimed a
dichotomy
post
of
office
this
box as
whole
their
election
resident,
thing cracks me up because
1,043. Voters
is
who
he
registered
sleepy
too late
Joe
to vote in the
Biden
election
or is he
who
the
died
most
prior to the
crafty,
election.
well
They were
thought
all
out,
good.
He might be the tortoise.
clandestine-
Exactly.
He's the tortoise in the hair.
Genius.
No chain of
Ay,
custody.
ay, ay.
We'll probably talk a little bit
Yeah,
about
is
that
he
in
the
show,
greatest
too.
politician and
600,000.
mastermind
Here's what the
ever,
president
or is he
said
Sleepy Joe
to the
Biden?
Secretary
Yeah.
of State of
Like
Georgia.
it's only one of two things.
Just
Yeah, it's
give
gotta be
us,
one or the other.
let's just give us
Schrodinger's.
Somebody who works
He
for
only
the
lost
federal
by
government, they are not able to pull off the level of
He said, how about you
sophistication
just give us your
and secret
underage
keeping.
that
Secret
voted and
keeping.
your
I
dead
can't
people,
tell
and
him
we ran.
that this
It
one
didn't make
is wearing a
sense. You say,
stupid
how about
shirt
this?
without
This
him whispering to
line
that
here,
one
this people failed to
that Matt
register
thinks his shirt is
40,000.
stupid.
That's the whole. You know how we know the moon landing wasn't fake? They would have said something.
Exactly. It would have been busted like decades ago.
I don't think we'd be putting forth the effort to go back.
100%.
Well,
Can't let private sector show 'em up.
Well, they saw that, Patrick Wilson movie.
Which one? Oh, yeah. Moonfall.
Is that the one where the moon is?
It's taken over by an AI. That's
Oh,
trying to
yeah,
eat the
yeah,
Earth.
yeah.
Yeah, the oceans go insane, and
Sometimes you're limited on what you can watch on a flight.
that's a turn your brain off. Do not ask too many questions.
Hey, yo, Barrett, what if I tell you that comma was the reason
Every
why
one
this
of these
this
states
that
It
movie
makes
was,
everything true.
yeah, what makes everything makes the reason why he took everything down was because of the one comma we just found. It was wrong. Like, oh yeah, Matt,
That's how you get public. That's how you get publicly cited.
This gets
If
worse.
the electorate
Yeah.
had done their
I
job,
can imagine.
the legislators, if the governors wouldn't have said, hey, it's good. All these things that
Republican
happened,
governors that
all
love
these
Trump.
anomalies
Yeah.
that happened. It would never happened before, but much less one state. They all say
Well,
that
it happened
we're
in
going to
2000.
go
I was gonna
ahead
say
and
every anomaly happens as long as you just say it happened.
Yeah, and when you copy
here's
and
the
paste
big
just
thing, the big
data that
miracle.
you want and don't
If
cite
they
where you
would've
actually
done
got
that,
it from,
if they would have done that,
and you do your super
and said,
math
you know
with
what?
commas in the wrong place.
We were talking over it. He did cite it. He did say that someone gave it to him.
Okay.
Yes.
Then we
I know
wouldn't
someone.
be where we're at right now.
Yeah,
I know lots of someones.
He knows
I know
that
some
person
too.
too.
Thing against humanity.
It's when he look in the
and
mirror.
Our country.
Yeah, and I
is
didn't
this
do it. I know that
attack
too.
Through these machines,
Wasn't
they got
me.
this opened up,
me
this
either.
revealed.
I cannot stop
the
looking at his
machines
Adam's apple.
to
I
where
know,
we're
Barry,
at
stop.
now. So what you're
It's
gonna
like
watch
it's like it's
during the show
dancing.
He needs to
is
hike it
For
up.
me, it's the
protruding.
mustache. He kind
that
of
the
like
big thing
I can't get past
He
that.
trims it with a
he
one
could
or a
be
two.
like
these other countries
what's his
that
name?
came in
Rob
to attack our
Riggle's
country
dad.
through
Oh
these
yeah, I can
machines
see
that
that.
are made
got some very
to
wriggle.
steal elections. Every election
very-
going
that's
a
forward
good
in
point,
history,
Alec.
if these things
Except
would have
for-
happened,
But
these
not
Sorry,
funny.
Rob Riggle.
and-
Yeah, exactly.
Every
What didn't
Apologies.
serve in the Marine
Apologies to Rob Riggle and all of
Rob
his
Riggle's an
family.
actual combat vet.
Yeah,
We've all
exactly.
seen this past month. You think it was a communist coming
Oh,
in and
look
taking
at
us
that
over
imagery!
with people who
That's crazy.
this is an attack
It's
not
the
only
stock
on
footage.
those other countries.
Barrett and
but
I are
communism.
terrified.
They went out and
right now. We grew up in the 70s and 80s.
That's right.
Whatever's
This
going
is
on right now, we're
terror-inducing
seeing
imagery.
I was one when '89 ended.
They're trying to cancel us all out. I just see
Canceled.
churches, the Christian churches.
I think I have that in my Adobe files.
Oh, they're canceling cancel
I think I got that on
They're
Canva.
going, you can't say that. You're going. It's
These are
like
Getty
right now they're
images.
doing whack-a-mole because they know.
Oh,
They
he
knew
is
they were
using
so
Stock
close.
footage
fucking
of
footage.
whack-a-mole.
Oh, yeah,
You
this
know,
is
they
stock
kicked him
footage.
out of a Chuck E. Cheese after
Well,
filming
you're
that.
exactly right.
Now we do know.
Mr.
And
Lindell,
we're
you
all
need to
gonna
leave
know.
now.
I'm here for the
Watch
pizza and the
this, you
animatronic
get
show.
through it.
These are clearly not
I
your
paid for
children.
my pizza.
All do. And we're gonna
I've got
start
Scott
it
Baio
right
with me.
now.
I have 52 tickets and I want the eraser.
Who goes to Chuck E. Cheese for
Now we
pizza?
have with us.
Who picks out a fucking eraser?
You can order it on DoorDash.
Yes, you can.
Oh, here's one of the experts. I love the scene split.
if you will.
what we're
I love that
talking
they
about
told us
here
his
today
name.
is specific,
That was an informative little
machines
session
that
with
were
him,
used
too. I
to,
think
It was
we got
short-lived.
into
10
our
seconds.
election.
Do you want to come be a guest on my movie?
And,
He's like, I
one
can
country,
webcam you. He's like, damn
China,
it, it's
and,
fine.
what did you?
I built a whole
kind
set
of bring us
in
up
my
through the
basement.
election.
There is a
for
whole
yourself
set.
of what, and then
Like in
how
my
you
head,
got
this is the same as what
so
Alex
involved
Jones
right now.
does. Oh, his name is
We
Colonel
began
Phil
looking,
Waldron?
with another partner
Phi.
in
I said Phil,
Dallas
didn't
at Allied Security Operations Group, with doing some analysis on the data that they had, looking at not only Dominion, but ES&S and HART, several of the other electronic voting management systems.
Well, Dominion's
And we
suing
saw a
his
lot
dick
of
off.
similarities and vulnerabilities in the systems that would be easily influenceable or easily interdicted. And again, as an
is it
information
seeming black?
warfare officer, that's what
don't know.
I did. I looked for vulnerabilities and ways
I'm
to
just
attack
curious.
systems
This
to
particular
create
porn
a
set,
strategic advantage
with the roof line, the way
So
that
when
it's
we
the
started
way that
seeing
it
the
lands
Are you
right
talking about
behind
the fake
him.
desk?
Oh, it looks like a dentist's office or something.
Well, there's a
These,
gigantic TV in front of what looks to be a
voting
door.
systems, it became apparent
It looks like a
that,
desk or something where they
we had
like
a
force you
problem
to like,
for
you know.
the November
Yeah, why isn't he
election.
sitting in that chair?
And that prompted us
Come over
to
here.
Way
Who-
more comfortable.
Who are you
spend
here
a
to
lot of
see?
time working with Russ.
They make you listen to Trump
Ramsey
read The
getting
Art
a
of
lot
the Deal.
He tells Lindell, just hold on a second. Your appointment's at 4:30. All right, Dr. Smith will see you now.
Yeah, Lindell got his dentist on. I think that too. You should come on my show.
And then I brought in our local DHS team.
Why is
Homeland
Phi's
Security.
The
A
intelligence
desk with a
Assessment
chair with
Division,
nothing on it.
Why is
which
Phi's
collects
screen larger
intelligence for
than
the Department
Lindell's?
of Homeland Security. And
I'm curious, like, why
I
wasn't
didn't figure out how to crop things.
The
with
aspect ratio?
crop is weird.
Yeah, you're not using the.
Bear, they still haven't took out the bottom half.
Yeah,
of
that's
this.
what I was gonna say. Is why
Like an
couldn't they have just
infomercial.
made that like a PNG file and like placed that just somewhere on the screen?
You know, the
This is
machine
amateur
level,
hour
server
at
level.
best.
This has got to be his
Local
audition
level,
for
which,
Fox
you know,
News,
is
right?
required.
I mean, I don't even know if the
failed.
Blaze would take him.
Yeah.
Blaze.
I
forgot about the Blaze.
What you were talking
He's got a career at InfoWars. Alec Jones is getting his ass,
Alex
you know?
Jones going to be doing some time.
and we have evidence of that in.
Mike, you come over here and take my
Ware
show
County,
off.
My
Georgia,
son does a good
that,
Alex
you
Jones
know,
impersonation.
X amount of ballots.
I'd like to point out that that
Hey,
sound
basically
was
stole
not my
13%
computer.
of the vote.
That was the sound that came from the audio of the
Made it
show.
through
It made it through
Category
it
for
exactly.
former Vice
Can we
President
take that out?
Biden.
He's like, you don't have that kind of money. Mike.
TikTok automatically kills
And
the
so
sound
you
of the
look at the
cars
machine
driving by
Yeah.
if I'm recording
Yeah.
on the side of the
It
road.
filters it out.
Automatically.
I'm done.
There's so
Was his
many
Windows
vulnerabilities
98
in the
computer?
system.
No.
So many fundamental cybersecurity practices that are not enabled that it basically allows anybody who has
Yeah, because our federal government has not done anything for
and
cybersecurity in the last
to
40
go
years.
and
Ever.
influence
Except
our
for track
election.
everybody's phone.
Sort of
Yeah.
that strategic
And your
Which we-
level.
which
your
we
book
willingly
purchases,
allow.
Yeah, that we
Foreign
like
intelligence
did in the name of
services. We've got,
patriotism.
I like the Dunkin' Donuts nose when I'm driving somewhere close to it.
Chinese,
You want some
Communist
donuts, fat boy?
Chinese
God damn it.
Party
Again with the
of
donuts.
I do.
My favorite is I keep getting emails for the Camp
we've
Lejeune
got Chinese
settlement.
I
saw that too.
Fucking commercials.
I saw that too.
Like my phone keeps hearing it. It's like when I first got Parkinson's, it kept telling me about Paraquat, and I'm like, damn it!
The testing
block.
company, the only company that has code, the access to the code and the testing for Dominion is in Shenzhen, China.
I didn't
It's
know
a
James Cameron was a
Communist
conspiracy
Chinese
theorist.
Party company. The U.S. government,
He looks like James
the
Cameron.
state governments, the county governments, they don't have access to Dominion code. But I think
See,
it's
this was
kinda-
in the
kind of
opportune time.
unique
I just want
that
to point
a
out,
Chinese
Mike Lindell
company
definitely just picked his
run by
nose.
the
Like, he
CCP
picked his nose on
does have
camera.
Live time?
access to the code.
He picked his nose on camera, and then
Can we roll that footage back?
Yeah.
Man, I gotta see this.
I would like a
All right.
stringer to come out, and he's like,
Oh, yeah, I want one of those like stuck to the back of his brain ones.
Oh yeah.
there you go.
Oh yeah.
The government, the state governments.
I can't chop it
It's itchy.
anymore.
It's too itchy.
Michael,
he did it.
I'll redo a whole TikTok if I do shit like that.
He shifted that booger to the other side of his nose real quick.
And
Just
that's why we started
Yeah, a little
seeing
coke
that
buildup.
that's
Had clear mold.
there's the drip. There's the drip.
Coke boogers, huh?
loads,
Had a little nugget.
direct access to
This really would have been a very
Pennsylvania,
appropriate
urban
movie if
precincts, county
title wise, if it had been
tabulation
something about like bourbon or some sort of alcohol.
Look, man.
I
People,
feel like this is like what's going on in the background during Natural Born Killers.
This may be the quality of
You
my.
know, this is it's like Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Mickey,
Everyone says it was-
Mallory.
He does get off of the soapbox.
Are we buffering?
No, I think what it is the quality of the video that I was transferred.
Like you can't play and then
it'll unfreeze at some point.
Everyone says that. Well, there was.
Yeah, it'll unfreeze it at some point here.
All right, we're just up on Netflix.
We're just gonna. There we go. We're just going to skip forward a little bit.
The fact that
I wish it was available on Netflix.
Says that, well, there was all these court cases.
If Netflix wouldn't dare.
Well, that's a lie.
They had that Obama movie saying if he's elected in 2016, world's on fire. Never happened.
Yeah, didn't they show a Dinesh D'Souza movie on Netflix?
We watched that. That was the movie we watched with Sydney a few weeks ago.
Oh no, yeah.
Oh, we haven't watched the Obama one.
I saw y'all did 2000, but didn't Dinesh make like a, like Obama's the Antichrist going to destroy the world? We can't elect this guy.
Guy completely funded off dumbass money. Like just idiots, credulous enough to like believe it.
Like people I know.
I wish I had
doctors and nurses love that 2000 Mules movie because
do they really?
Bias confirmation for them.
Oh.
It like provides them a way to like wrap their head around. How could America not elect the bigot again?
even in like doctors and shit, that critical thinking is completely absent in certain degrees.
I wish I just had throwaway money, like this type of throwaway money.
It's called fuck you money.
Yeah.
And he doesn't. I'm pretty sure when you're doing.
I don't think Mike Lindell has fuck you money.
I don't think he does either.
He should have shut his mouth and kept his crack pillows flowing.
Man, I hear those pills are really good, man.
Oh no, I've heard they're like sleeping on bricks.
I won't buy one to find out. I promise.
Shattered glass and corkscrews is.
We got to see if he'll send us a My Pillow.
Dan Aykroyd from the old Saturday Night Live skit should be making that like commercial for us.
Well, we need the two wild.
Y'all would need to look that up.
They could be the two wild and crazy guys. We're just two wild and crazy guys.
You know that one very good.
The largest
Mike Lindell being from Minnesota, everyone's impression of him winds up being the guys from Chicago.
Jesse Ventura or something.
Communications note. It's called
For the aliens came down here.
DE for Germany, Nix, DE Nix.
You know, I used to be a Navy SEAL.
I beat Arnold Schwarzenegger in a arm wrestling match on the set of Predator.
Spike in traffic that night.
Did they make a reference to Stevie Nicks? I thought I heard them say Stevie Nicks.
And one of the reasons
they've said all kind of names in this.
Quit reading my iPhone profile music.
It was for witchy ways that lost the election for Trump.
It was a landslide.
Smoking crack.
I believe from what I've seen in the witnesses that I've talked to that this is a coup that
Cuckoo.
definitely involved
Cuckoo,
inside our own country and inside our own.
The only coup happened on January 6th.
Yeah.
Definitely.
God damn it, Mike! You didn't do it. We're gonna have to storm the Capitol.
Aided and abetted by
That's
a
T.I.'s
threat
clothing brand name.
State, a peer enemy nation state.
Who?
Right.
China.
Do you believe
that
this attack from other countries could not have happened without
That's how they spell it. Yeah.
people here, domestic traders, basically?
Yeah, I believe that.
I'm not allowed a Thanksgiving dinner for it anymore, but I believe it.
CIA and State Department personnel out of the Italian embassy.
It's only a matter of time to those Italians fucked off again.
We have a name, email,
Bloody
and phone number of a
Italians.
senior DOJ official from a U.S. attorney that said that this individual was shutting down
Say a name.
DOJ or FBI
I know.
investigation.
That's the thing about these. They never just like. My friend Frank Thompson.
You might as well. You gonna get sued. Get all the way sued. You know what I mean?
Sources have told me.
Yeah. And you guys already know, right?
Inside our own DOJ, people were shutting down active investigations. You wonder
Trump's
why?
DOJ,
right?
Mr. Barr
Yeah,
that was completely controlled by
see
Trump and his people.
Evidence of
I'm sure.
widespread election fraud is because the FBI
I bet it
never
broke
did anything
Mike Lindell's
other
heart
than
whenever he was the.
Investigations.
God, I can't even remember his name now. He looked like a turtle, just like he was the
Mitch
director.
McConnell.
Well, yes, that
That is definitely a turtle.
That is close to turtle.
Who was the DOJ? Who's leading?
Barr.
Barr. It was like, there was no fraud. He's like, I made a whole goddamn movie for William Barr. Come out here and piss on.
I believe Barr said it was bullshit.
Yeah, that's exactly. Those were his words.
They're critical capabilities.
If you seen the copy that we got, I mean, shit, you might be on to something.
Or the enemy has
William Barr.
to execute.
He's like, I'm really fucking the country. This guy just has no clue.
For any of this to happen are the inherent vulnerabilities that were built into ES&S and Dominion.
How difficult do you think it was for Mike Lindell to continue to sit there and remain
through
like in
our
that
work
stoic,
that
I'm
is
interested in
about what he's talking about.
I can tell you it's impossible because if you've ever seen videos of me in public when I'm with other politicians.
This is the face you have?
It's hard for me.
Based on some of the other investments that they've made, especially if
It's closer to that, Zach,
down
that
the
face
road.
you just
If they make millions and billions of dollars, the board.
Did you think he knew how long he was going to talk?
Because they own.
He looks like he's
Mike
surprised.
Lindell's like, I already know all this stuff. I'm glad you knew it too.
Mike Lindell is sitting there like, I've got 2 hours to fill. I need you to talk.
He probably promised this guy a trip to Mar-a-Lago to get him on here.
100%.
Yeah.
Listen, man, you can shake hands with Eric.
Mike says like, if I keep talking, my brain overheats and steam comes out of my
He
ears.
literally has no roof.
to make sure the elections.
There's no roof there.
Same thing
that
with
guy?
China.
Yes, there's no roof
It's
on
black.
that ceiling.
Could
No.
avoid-
That's
There's
what I
no
said.
roof
It's a
there.
porn set.
Oh, it's like a warehouse.
Yeah,
That's what I said. It's
yeah,
It's a temp set that somebody's
Yeah.
probably like at some place like this that films.
Crisis
Yeah,
actor.
exactly.
Crisis actor.
Crisis actor.
Blink if you're being forced to say these things.
If they could invest $1 billion.
He could have
been blinking
invested
a lot,
in
man.
the glare-proof glasses.
So we have ominous,
all the money.
we have ominous music right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I do
Is
hear it.
something coming?
That they've made
Yeah, the end of this guy's interview.
U.S. universities and U.S.
He's like, my
businesses
God, can you
buying
believe what
up,
that guy said? We're just like,
our medical and our technical
Yeah.
intellectual
No.
property.
We remain
stealing
totally
a
in
lot
disbelief.
more than they bought. They are fighting a war, and people just don't realize that we're under attack.
Oh, that's
Now
the
we
reason.
have with us Russell Ramsland. He's a founding member.
gave him the
of
warm-up
Allied
music,
Security
like, wrap that
Nothing
shit up.
says battle ready for a war like the Gravy Seals in Al-Qaeda.
Legitimately, he was using his phone to get all the information on this guy that he's about to talk to.
The selection.
Look at him.
He's
like
got a
having
computer.
And here's another one
It
without
was
the
interesting, Mike. It's been
glare-resistant
a long road
glasses.
for us.
What's
About
on his
2
wall?
years ago,
A pelt
we
of some
had
sort.
dogs
It's a dog.
from the
It looks like a polecat or no, it's a polar bear because nothing says alpha like
And
shooting a
people ask,
polar bear.
What
Correct,
did he
correct.
belong to me?
Oh my gosh!
It
He
was
killed
about
someone. He
1100
killed Lassie,
pages,
our
and we
old
got
yeller.
looked at
It does
them,
look
we
like
were
a golden
horrified.
retriever.
And then they gave it a cutout too, like
What we found
a lining.
I tracked this one down through my neighborhood.
Getting into the system.
That guy's like just
And
paid
they
money to hunt
It was the
neighbor's
Robeson's.
dog.
It was the Robeson's dog, but he kept peeing in my yard.
He didn't have the money to go to like
And it was
Africa. He
coming from
hired the
remote
Jimmy John's
locations.
guy to just like show him where the neighbor's dog was going to be.
Now this is in 2018 when these guys came to you with these, and these were voting machines.
Did we get his name? I don't think we did. Oh, the bottom of the screen changed.
We use
He's full of
ES&S.
shit. His
in
name's
Dallas, not
Russ
Dominion.
So
Russ
are
Ramsland.
they
Oh, there it
similar,
is.
I
similar
see it. It's up at the
machines?
top.
Yes.
Yeah, look this guy up.
It's very similar stuff. Most of these voting companies.
You wear a
all
red
have
tie, you're
similar
full of
DNA
shit.
in their
Okay,
software.
but what you seen was it horrified you.
Yeah,
He's
it
the
did,
tumor that
because
was actually
clearly
Donald Trump's
somebody was
twin that they
playing with
pulled
the
off at
election.
some point from his heel spurs or something.
So we tried to get the authorities alerted. We brought in a
He
DOJ
doesn't even
prosecutor
complete the
that
Google
ran
search. You have to like
the
spell
cyber.
him.
Yeah, I had to write it all the way
group
out.
in North
It looks like
Texas, and
Guado
she
from
was
Total
horrified at
Recall.
what we showed her.
Russ
And
Ramsland
she,
is
asked us to put
a
it together and eventually
Republican
submitted to
candidate
the
who sought
FBI,
election
and
in
we
the
did
U.S.
that, and they did nothing.
House of Representatives, 32nd
So
Congressional
we
District of
continued to
Texas.
investigate, and the more we
So
found, the
Ramsland was
more
defeated by
horrifying
the
it got.
incumbent
Now,
Pete
this all
Sessions.
was still coming
Oh,
out
yeah.
of Dallas.
I seriously
We
think that is a
tried
dog
to,
now that we're like really
get
looking at
senators
what's
He's
to
an
behind it.
look
attorney.
at this, and we tried to get state officials to look at this, but we continued to work on it on our own. We had no client at all. And eventually, we
Nobody
did
helped
get
us?
7 members of the Freedom Caucus this last July.
Oh, they're
Old
legitimate.
Freedom
Well,
They're legitimate.
There we go.
That staff.
There we go. That's the word we needed to hear right there.
What they saw was absolute
I think my
proof
opponent's part of that.
that this electronic voting system that we have is completely compromised.
Completely.
It can be completely manipulated.
It'll never
Stock
work.
footage.
And,
It worked
they
when
were
Trump was
horrible.
elected, and that's
We've
the
all
only
heard
time in
that.
history
Right, that
that
was the last time it ever
Denied
worked.
These machines.
Well, Texas denied Dominion, but Texas uses other voting machines. We use HART, and we use ES&S in Texas.
boils down. I don't
We-
trust computers.
So why would Texas? They denied these Dominion ones, And in your,
do you think there's a reason that the Texas state capitol looks as brown as it does?
There's something there we don't like.
When they
It's
explode,
without,
when they
like,
get too full of shit, like
Smartmatic,
it's gonna turn into a weapon of mass destruction once Ted Cruz leaches the absolute.
Was it made from like local stone?
Maybe. I was just curious because like normally the state capitals are generally like gleaming.
I think
like,
that sometimes has more
They don't
to do
pressure
with
it. They don't pressure wash
politician
anything.
influence
Do you think it only
than
faces
it's
south?
true, and who doesn't?
Probably.
Necessarily.
They all every
So
every
we
federal
finally
building
ended
points to
up
the Alamo.
with some investigators.
I feel like I should know what the
with
city is,
Ron
but I don't.
Johnson's,
One that's
Department of
where they don't
Homeland
complete the
Security
building and just put
Oversight
windows in it.
Group, and they were horrified.
I know
at
that's
what we
stock
showed
footage
them,
though.
and they tried to get CISA, which is the Cyber Intelligence Security Administration inside the
Different
DHS.
from Mambla.
You just had to
They
Google
tried
it
to
real
get
quick.
CISA to take a look.
He is
CISA
reading a
would not
script
take
on
the
his
briefing.
computer
They
screen.
couldn't be less
That's a dog.
interested.
Look at the foot.
It's gotta
So
be. It's
we
gotta be a
didn't
dog.
quite know what to do. We were beginning
Like
to
that's
find some
mounted on
media
something else
people who
fluffy.
wanted to start
Like
talking
it was a
about
carpet
this,
at
and they
one point.
became
He was like, "Quit
appalled.
stepping on it."
But the break
Disrespecting
really
my dog.
Tired. He
Well,
got
and he
tired.
doesn't really strike me as the
Yeah,
rugged
we got
type.
some
Like
DHS
he's probably the Don
people
Jr.
lost
type. They drive him to the
AAN
animal, point to it, he shoots it, and they drive him
analysis
off.
Exactly.
down there.
He was messing with a blow dart gun and killed the dog, and he was like,
That's
"Well,
the division
but in Rome,
used
taxidermy."
to have
Here you go, Mr.
voter
Trump.
Integrity before it was handed to CISA. So they looked at it and they were horrified, and they sent a whole team to our
As
shop.
all of us should
We
be.
spent 11 hours.
If we would have
with
had
them.
the aspect ratio
They
from the
asked
first
us
guy,
if,
we would see
we
more
would
of
give
this.
them
That's
their-
right.
Our data. We said, of
You're
course.
right. You're right.
And,
Somebody,
so we
like,
gave them all our
self-taught
data.
themselves.
They took it back to
Hey, I
Austin.
figured this out now.
All night.
Should
Did
we
you
go
know-
back and edit it again?
Nah.
I spent here all night. Did you know if you go to the edge of the window, you can pull it?
Oh,
And
look,
said, "Hey,
here's
are
some
these
more
guys
stock
crazy?
footage.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
Is this nuts or
That is,
this-
you know,
is
you
it
got to
something
hand
new?"
it to them for making
Well,
use of
all
their
three groups
resources.
looked at it, and all three groups came back. Not only is
Yeah, iMovie
is it
definitely
I
Right.
keep waiting for the
It's
old
horrible.
man and the memes
Okay, I wanna
from
ask
that
you that.
stock
When you
footage
say
to show
horrible,
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
like the one that's
explain
holding the
to
coffee.
Everybody watching this
Yeah,
right
that
now.
guy.
What,
I love that. I
What
love that
horrified
guy's-
you? Was it the fact they could go online?
Well, there's no effective security.
Oh, that was some
at
bad
all.
editing right there.
Rewind that, Barrett.
Stored
Did you-
overseas.
this is
I
a
don't know.
hard
We
cut.
should do it. It might mess it up.
That's a hard cut.
Let's see.
It's like Thanos
Was
snapped
it
or
the
something.
fact they could go online?
Well, there's no effective security at all for your votes. Your votes
Well, so
are
they could go
stored
online?
overseas
Well.
where they can be
Wait a
easily
minute, wait a minute. They're stored overseas?
Oh,
Yes.
come
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Mike, you ever heard of the transatlantic cable?
What's called
I am
Clarity
blown
Cyber
away.
Election Night reporting, and those servers are overseas. They have what are called S3 bucket vulnerabilities, and people can get in and change the votes there.
Easy.
And
I do
then
it all
they
the
can
time.
load
He
them
is
all the
like
way back
baffling
down to the
people with
county level
bullshit
here
right
in this
now.
country
This is like when-
because
This is why you don't talk as a politician
gets
about
all the
where your
credentials
opponent's money
from every
comes from.
single
Yeah,
county
nobody
server
cares.
No.
here. And so they
And if you're
can
not
get into
100%
every single
certain,
county
you're gonna look
server
like
and
jackass.
change
Too
the
deep
votes
into
here from
political weeds.
overseas.
Correct. Have you not seen
Wow.
Ozark?
So
Yeah.
That's
Let you know.
That's fair.
That everybody's been talking about out there that they've tried to suppress, saying that we heard that machines weren't even online.
They're
and
not.
you're saying
Yeah.
that
He thinks
The machines are
he
not
thinks-
online.
He's
They're
thinking
not.
and the
network
servers
means
are
online.
overseas, so these can go over.
The machines
there
are not connected to the
and they
internet.
can
No, they're
change
connected
the
to each
vote,
other.
The
anything they
polling,
want,
now the
and
polling
send it
book,
back
the
cyber.
electronic polling book that you check in with, yes, that is connected online, so that the most active, so the most up to date
they
information can be
became,
gathered from the
the
county.
DHS people
Like if
in
you walk in and like say,
realized what
I'm
we
supposed to
were
vote
telling
here,
was correct.
that machine
They
can
became
say whether you're
notified.
supposed to vote here.
And
That
they
one is on.
began
That
to
was
try
connected
to
to the
have a
internet. It's connected
series
securely
of
to the state.
classified briefings
But like.
within
The voting
their own
machines aren't
group.
connected to anything.
in
There's
order
no
to
there's no
push this,
connectivity. It all gets stored
chain.
on a
And they got
on a
about
drive.
one or
Am
two
I to
levels
understand
up,
that
and
here in
then
Henry
they got a
McMaster's
solid
South
wall of
Carolina, there's
resistance
voter
that
fraud?
basically let people,
Well, we never know, Matt. I tried a mule for him.
What do you think? Now we're
You thought this was gonna be a swing state?
Oh, we got more music.
If I was muling, Trent would be governor in the by the
For
end of-
sure.
Yeah.
I like it.
Glad you know.
Why would they do that in your mind?
Oh,
Man,
very ominous
I
music.
feel like I'm in line at the haunted house at Disney.
Yeah, exactly.
So take
JC,
this
The
from-
is you
room
there?
getting smaller.
Oh my God.
that was September.
Bienvenido.
Wow. Getting
Yeah.
close to the election. Okay.
Close the election. So
matches his
what
fucking dog
actually happened
plaque
in this
on it.
election,
Switched
this
to
federal
Rachmaninoff.
election,
I don't even know what to call that thing.
It's like the island of Dr. Moreau, and there he is.
It's an animal pelt, obviously.
Out there. Now, We didn't know
Tell me what
how
that paw
many
is.
foreign servers. You know,
Why isn't
before,
it also
we weren't
traced in
seeing
black?
very many
Correct.
foreign servers
Like, is it the
coming
tail?
in and change
Does he
boats.
have the
But
dog
this
like on
tail
his
is
wall?
up there.
Yeah.
And that's
Come
the
all
hind
over the
leg.
world.
Yeah,
Have you
it
seen-
still has an
have you
angle.
Oh,
seen
look,
all these-
man, I wish we
Have you
could.
seen all these
Landing
hacks? Have you
Explorer
actually
feature
seen that
data.
with your own eyes?
Like, there's no
We have
Trump
seen
in there.
that.
He just pulled the
I
source
figured
code from
Trump
his
watched
browser.
this and goes,
Representative of that.
"Where's the Trump?
This election
Zach, help me out."
Where is it? My buddy
Mike.
Mike Lindell, not only do I use his pillows.
He doesn't ever call him Mike Lindell. He's always
Trump
my buddy, the pillow guy.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Isn't my Trump embarrassed by him now, though?
Yeah.
It's a sad state of affairs that this motherfucker has been in the White House and I have not.
They do
Yeah, so
tours.
it says you're doing the wrong
they
things
use
in
tours.
life.
Right, Ralph Norman and Tim Scott.
And just say a bunch of
And
off-brand
Lindsay,
awful
right,
shit.
Lindsay,
Yeah.
tell him you sorry about all the ladybug comments.
Next time he's on the lake, I'm taking my boat and hitting him with it.
I hate him.
God, I
All you
hate
gotta do is go to the melting pot. He's right down the street.
That's true. His office is right over here.
He's not there.
Y'all have a melting pot in Columbia?
Yeah, it's right beside Lindsey Graham's office.
It's right. It's
Did everybody
directly
hear
next door
that?
to
We
We
Lindsey
like the
Graham's
cheese
Columbia
and the
office.
chocolate.
It started
right
in
around the corner
Florida,
from
so
here.
There was
That's
no
like
evidence.
high
You're
society
saying
anniversary
no
style for
judges
the
would look
Villardebos.
at
Correct.
Oh, absolutely. That's exactly what it is.
That's like the
correct.
pinnacle of opulence.
I don't know why.
Cook
but
your own small meat.
Anything, anything that
stuff
started in
Because there
Florida,
was
I don't
evidence
feel
they
like
didn't
should
even
be
wanna look at
designated
it.
as
Is that
highfalutin.
correct?
Red Lobster started in
Okay,
Florida.
now we've
Yep,
heard
I
about.
can't-
we've
yep.
also
I can imagine.
on the show
Outback.
in
COVID-19?
County
Did you
in
say Al
Michigan.
Qaeda?
Outback.
Oh, Outback.
Were you
Outback
guys
started
ever-
in Florida?
were you guys-
Bonefish?
were you
Outback
guys
wasn't
ever
Australia?
looking
There's an
at-
Alabama Joe's in
Yeah, well,
South Beach.
I actually signed the,
West Palm Beach, I mean.
forensic audit report.
I'll tell you what, the best
And,
restaurant that
'cause
I've
our
ever eaten
guys
at
did
in
all
West
that.
Palm Beach was
Part of our team.
it's the Key
And
Limehouse.
that came about.
Really
seen it, I
good.
because there
haven't
was a
been there.
down
Really
ballot
good.
Did you get the key lime pie?
and,
I did.
The judge
Can't beat it.
allowed some
Nice.
That's like if you go to
discovery.
Cheesecake
What
Factory,
came
you
out of
better
that was
get the
appalling enough
obligatory
that he,
cheesecake.
Cheesecake, of
allowed
course.
further discovery.
Oh, I thought you just went there for
And then,
drinks.
Of course, that report
And cheesecake.
went national
So your farts
because
murder
it
people when
wasn't
you get home.
found.
I'm working on
So-
memorizing that menu stem to stern.
For everybody out
Easily
there,
one of the
we've all
largest
heard
menus.
Right now, I'm
Trim
stuck on
County-
small plates.
On the planet.
I'm gonna just get the shrimp Alfredo.
I'm working my way through the first 30
Yeah, but the
pages.
shrimp Alfredo comes out in a bowl.
Yeah.
And they look at you like a
Fucking
weirdo
bucket.
when you ask for a to-go box. Grab a to-go box.
Bucket, could go bucket.
Ben.
Go bucket.
Pizza box.
It was so
Just to the
obvious.
pizza box.
You know, we had
They look at you more weird when you do it at a Golden Corral.
Republican,
No, that's just sad.
And it was completely.
That's all I can eat, and I
Everybody
can't eat it
town
all right
knew
now.
It was a deviation that didn't make sense. And so Russell, this case is still open. That's correct?
Oh, he's gone
right?
from calling him Rust to Russell.
That is correct.
Okay, can I
ahead.
ask you this? So what you see there
He
is
interrupted
exactly what
Russell,
you
dude.
knew was
Russell
gonna
not
happen.
having that.
And now, were you able
Russell's like,
to
"See this dog? I'll kill
look
you,
at
Mike."
Other places. What was different about Antrim
Whoa.
County?
Michigan.
What we all heard was you were.
Look at
able
that.
to
He
get
looked, he's
into
kind of
the-
going for that
the
pseudo
forensics
Michigan
of it and
Wolverines.
see all
Yeah,
this.
yeah. That's what I got out of that. This
No
is
Harbaugh gave him
Any other-
permission
This-
for it.
This
places
week.
in the United States,
this week in Michigan.
since
While
this
he's spending
election
the
ended,
night
I'm-
at recruits' houses.
These are definitely the ESPN throwaways.
Actually,
Yeah.
on a limited basis, we have been able to go into 2 other counties. We have not published that information yet.
Well, that's a shame.
And there are
Missed your
reasons
opportunity.
why
It could have been on the show.
aren't
His computer did the
publishing
thing,
that
man.
information right
You're not
now.
publishing it because it's
but both of them
factually
have not only
inaccurate.
confirmed that they have confirmed
'Cause
it's
someone's gonna
even
hold us
worse than
accountable
Antrim.
Yeah, we'll get
Can
sued.
And will be
Then
sued.
what do we
Everybody
do?
hear that? What we have here, and Russell can't disclose this because every time something
picking
pops up, it gets buried out there.
Mob
Things
music.
happen. I don't, you know, this is the most
What the fuck is he saying?
I don't know.
leave the gun, take the
in our
cannoli.
country, and I'm telling you, ever.
They massacred my boy.
And
Here's what I think is
that's
funny.
why, you know,
So
it's getting
he's obviously
suppressed
talking to him
everywhere.
through
So
the
what I'm
MacBook
saying,
that's on the
2
on
other
the
places,
desk
this is
there.
breaking news right now. You're
But he's
saying
on
right now,
camera.
Oh, he never looks at it.
Why didn't they
What you're
route
seeing
the camera
is
view
even worse
To the
than
through
what's
the
ever
through
happened.
the through the video?
Well, it's.
They look
it's
like they have like a
just
gas station
Antrim,
adapter on the
only
side of
it's
his MacBook.
worse.
I have that. I had that. It's
You know,
attached to my
Antrim-
MacBook at home.
Bear's like, I got that from that gas station.
I was there.
There wasn't no
Buc-ee's.
People really scan their ballot in.
Excuse
me,
it's, Boosie's.
What were you about to ask? You about to say, does Buc-ee sell something?
Does Buc-ee's
Hey,
sell?
what don't Buc-ee's sell?
I've
It's
never
the
been to a
question.
Buc-ee's.
You gotta
Buc-ee's is
go.
like $2 Generals.
It's like
and
Walmart.
Applebee's.
It's like Walmart and Target in a gas station.
And hillbilly hibachi, but it's just
however they
barbecue.
want.
Really?
Oh, yeah, they do real barbecue.
In
man.
Yeah, like
we
Buc-ee's.
found ballot
That sounds kinda worth it.
rates
Oh, yeah.
of 82.
I mean, I'm not
Stop,
driving.
don't get me
It's
wrong.
It's the all
I'm
about
not
nothing. Gonna have to
driving
take a trip up there
I'm
for
not
you.
go- I'm not going to Florence.
Yeah, but you have to let me record us in the car.
I'm cool with that.
I mean, is there a normal number
I'll
for
be in the
a
back,
jet-
like-
for an election that would be percentage?
Have my Game Boy Pocket and
And what would be
Pokemon.
an
Yeah.
Are we there yet?
Well, certainly less than 1% would be.
I have to assume that this
should
music is
ever
being
go
played to
to
like play the guy
adjudication.
off.
Less
Like,
than 1%.
Take a hint, man.
Russ, we're done with you.
5%.
Or kind of afraid of you now.
Either that or Russ started playing it on his end.
Oh, it probably is Russ.
Russ is sitting in his chair with his dip suit halfway unzipped.
Oh yeah, his feet are not touching the ground in that chair right there.
For that matter, neither is Mike Lindell.
Talking about
Reminds
there,
me of
is it
John Clayton,
the way
Wrestling Soul.
They're both Winnie the Pooh in
You think
it.
Russ is just sitting there with his feet like
Yeah,
this?
swinging. He's been doing this motion the whole time.
I don't know if you guys watch What We Do in the Shadows.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like little Colin Richardson, you know?
issue altogether.
Right. So both of them machines.
Damn you.
Damn
we
you.
talked about in this show is here. But the cyber one is what you
Look
just
at his
heard
cup.
from Russell, which
Like
he
a
said
rocket.
He hasn't drunk from it yet. I hope you know
the
that.
attack by
Not
the
one
other
time.
countries that hacked
I'm
it.
surprised it's not a MAGA
We're gonna
mug.
show you that
We don't
one
know it's
now.
not. There looks like there's
Nah,
something on the
MAGA
side.
is
It might be
red
Donald
and
Trump face on the
Gonna
other
show
side.
the time they did
probably
it,
has his own
the
custom
computer
one that
they
he
did
made.
it off. and
Respect the
everything.
brand.
Sorry.
There's Barrett.
What would the future look like in
It's
election?
like, I didn't even see that. Mike Lindell's just dressed as a
We're
toaster.
basically approaching Venezuela, where it doesn't matter.
Venezuela.
Oh, of course. You know, Hugo Chavez was
Somebody else
fully
picks our
involved in
people
the
from
20
Socialism.
Right? I mean,
Ron
2020
DeSantis
elections.
is probably getting all. We should let Ron know they
Machines
flag
that go
show that
online.
flag. He
Oh,
likes
man.
Venezuelans.
No, you said earlier.
Well, he likes
it's not
to
just
he likes to pick him up from
Dominion, it's
Texas,
all
fly
the
him to
things
Charlotte.
that were used
Well, fly
in
him to
this
Miami,
election.
fly him to Charlotte.
Refugees
They've
from
They've been
the
going to
dictator.
Chicago. They've been trying to freeze these
Well, they're
people.
busing them to Chicago.
They're trying to freeze them. That's what they're trying to do. Oh, you like America? Oh, okay.
My mom had mentioned that, and I was like,
videos
that's like a
of
crime
workers
to, like-
of
It's
Volvo
kidnapping.
yes,
who
you're
are
busing
swiping left on
illegal
their
immigrants to
Volvo
places.
and bringing
I
up
get that they
Netflix
climbed
and
onto the
getting a
plane
movie and
on their
watching it
own.
on their
Yeah,
Volvo.
they were coerced
How does that
with-
happen?
with-
It's not
yeah.
connected
It's
to
the
the
dungeons, it's the dungeons, or it's the plane to Martha's Vineyard. Mhm.
Election judge.
My mom, after I told my mom, I was like, I think that's a crime. She's like, yeah, you should be a politician. I'm like, I just recognized the crime when I saw one.
Maybe I should have been like a district attorney.
I don't know. Seemed pretty open and shut to me. And they're going after the governor of Texas for that.
Yeah. Well, and Florida. They're going after DeSantis as well.
And not for nothing. There's the district attorney in New York is now suing Donald Trump for and his children
And his children.
for $245 million worth of
He's referring them to the Justice Department.
Hey, look, that's how you know she's gonna win. When she say 245 and then round it off to 250, you know they got her accurate.
No, I mean the assurance.
That's a
says
low number too.
that
I
you
bet.
can trust the voting system because they're not online, but they are most clearly online.
They aren't.
I looked at him and the light was blinking.
Yeah, you've been lying to us all this time, man. Russ just told us that they're clearly on the hook up line.
I'm
We'll
going to tell
just
you
show
right
up
now.
to Barrett Station.
I'm gonna
start
tell you
unplugging
now.
Ethernet cords.
Well, the good news is I'm going to have you out there this time.
Interviewing.
No, the whole day.
I'm telling you.
He'll be like your
What we
stuttering
did
John.
I'm going to get it.
I'll be a radio.
Oh, I miss Stuttering John.
You're the Russell DeBarrett's Mike Lindell.
Online, so you get a big, long record.
My Barrett's going crazy out here.
One voter at a
You don't see
goddamn
how
time.
he voted,
Please.
but you see everything else: name, where he lives, when he asked for a ballot, where he voted,
definitely
his residence address, on and on and
The
on.
reality of the situation, there was
And all
probably
of
some
those that
ruse
you
for the
know
Republicans
are
in Texas and
comprised
just
of
failed
zeros and
horribly.
ones.
Well,
That's
yeah.
how computers work. So all
I'm
we
not
did is
entirely
we
certain
would
he knows how
add
computers
up
work.
all the zeros and ones in that voter
Oh, Lord.
record.
Here we go.
And store it. And then we would
Mike's
watch
playing
what
the
would
music
happen to
again.
that voter
Because he just
record
said zeros
as we
and ones, and he
worked our
said,
way
and he just
through
played
early
zeros and
voting.
ones. Did you not see how that added up,
We
Barrett?
saw
You didn't see that?
That's not how
Trent, I'll add the ones, you add the zeros.
All right.
They think everything works on like binary code still, like
Yeah.
1983.
in Dallas, Texas.
I'm going to read this code out to you. 110
We saw a
130
10-block long street in Dallas, Texas get every single vote wiped out
What?
and then subsequently replaced one at a time
No.
with clearly something changed, because the
Paul asked for that.
hash,
No.
in other words, it's record of the zeros and ones had been changed.
No.
So we know it was
come on.
tampered.
Look at this page of 01s and this page of 01s.
Again,
Which
I
one's
reference
it?
back to the lack of
This
sophistication and like secret keeping
And you've
in
seen
the world
cyber-
in general,
cyber
let alone the
forensics
government.
show that. We will show
You're gonna have
that
one guy at a
too.
bar like,
But
I
just
fucking
wanna
rigged
ask
the
you,
whole election.
It's
Ones and zeros, they never copy.
You know, why didn't they set these machines then to win Texas too? I mean, or do you know, what would be your
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
they
would have been
set-
too
We
obvious.
Why
set
they
the
didn't
machines
set
because
them
that's
high
how
enough
it
to win
works.
Texas,
We like
too?
call it in. Hey,
Well, there
Don't
had
win
been
'em
a
all.
certain
This one's for
amount
Biden.
of, concern raised
We put
in
a B
Texas
under
as
the
a
machine.
result of our
but give it to
2018
them by
vote. You know,
approximately
Pete Sessions
11,293
actually
votes.
filed a complaint in Texas
I just want to point out, for
and
every
published a
Thursday.
paper on it
every electronic
because
vote,
his
there is a
race got
backup
stolen.
of a hard copy
And so they were
ballot that
very
can be
well aware
that can be
that
traced
Texas
between the
was
votes.
going to come
Now,
under
Barrett,
some
that
scrutiny other places
say for instance they asked for that
probably were not.
vote.
Right.
Who they going to
And
come
there
asking it
was
for?
also
They
a
gonna-
huge
The county.
operation
Oh,
They'll go
down
to the
in,
county.
Okay.
Again, I said it in the last one. These are the guys
vote scamming
that are on
scheme
Call of Duty
for
that
over
blame the game on lag
700,000 votes
and then
was
try to prove it to you
exposed.
that it was lag.
And so there was a lot going on in Texas, and I think it made them a little skittish to operate
I don't believe it.
brazenly here as
So
they
they might
did.
Some
have
guy in his
backed off a little, but
10-gallon
you
hat
just said
and his gun
something.
on the side like,
So
it
you're
don't look
telling
right to me.
that
That
they
10-gallon
controlled
hat's
all the
lined with
bounty
tinfoil.
tickets, too, if they decided that they wanted to flip
If Matt would have had a hat,
congressman or whatever, is
man,
that
crazy.
correct?
No doubt,
you need a hat.
absolutely.
So you got to get a 10-gallon hat.
You
Gotta get one.
I used to have a cowboy hat. I wore it quite a lot.
There's a company out of
They'll love it in
Barcelona,
Fort
Spain,
Mills.
called
They're like,
Seidel.
yeah.
And it owns a company
Of
called
course.
Clarity Election Night Reporting.
Those bastards in
And
Spain.
Hart reports to
Known for their
them,
treason
and
and-
Dominion reports to them.
If only they had real jobs in
ES&S
Spain,
reports
you know?
to them.
Then-
All
then
these
they-
companies
Fascism, though. I
report
mean,
the
this should
votes
be
to
right
them.
Oh,
in
yeah.
line.
And
They
then
should be
election
pro-Trumpers
night
all day.
reporting.
Spain still has an actual
Yes,
monarchy that runs the
to
country.
media.
Like they have a king that
But
still runs the country.
using
Really?
standard
Yeah, I
white
think they have a
hat,
parliamentary system as well,
tools,
sort of similar to
we
the UK.
can look
But
and
no, they still have a
see
king.
what,
The king makes decisions
is
based on the
their
Catholic
server.
Church.
I saw
over in,
someone in Spain during
Frankfurt, Germany.
COVID go to the
And
beach
there
and
is
the
a,
COVID dude's
an
NC
area
State
on there
strap took her off. I was like, okay, don't fuck with Spain.
There's a piece of
At all.
malware called Q-Snatch. Q-Snatch actually watches.
Those are
all
the super fans of
information that
QAnon,
comes
or the
in,
Q-Snatches.
and it
I thought he was
grabs
looking at
kind of
his
blush a little
login
when he says,
credentials
I thought he was talking about his
every
Pornhub
single
searches.
account in the country that
Thank goodness
reports
Sydney
to it.
wasn't here for this.
So that once it
Yeah,
has
man,
all
this
those
would have been a little bit
Oh,
too much.
her birthday was this past weekend.
right.
Oh, happy
I
birthday.
messaged her. I said next time she comes on the show, we can do our drinking game.
Yeah, enjoy her first
County
beer that
database
she's ever had.
from
Well, she's had
overseas
several
or
now.
Yeah, I don't think she wants to have her first beer with the All About Nothing.
If you
Yeah, bunch of old fat
Sydney, come drink with us.
You might as well.
It's massive.
Felt bad enough for her when she had to
massive
hang out with me at the
security
Capitol a couple weeks ago.
It is working, and they have.
She
all
did not
the
speak
login
ill of it.
No, no.
ability they need to get
Bears, I didn't hear any bad things.
She's very appropriate.
She's like, that fucking place.
So basically,
What-
what you said earlier, all the
That was
all the
them.
urban
Yeah.
girls
Check your
there,
emails, Mike.
Dude,
Damn it.
put your
Take
message
all their
alerts on
counties in that
silent when
country,
Yeah,
you're
please.
filming your movie.
and then
Do
decide
not
what they
disturb,
wanna do with
Mike. It's
that
real easy.
information and what they can do in the county, what they need to flip. So
It knocks over the cup.
You
Like,
know,
God
we
damn
all
it.
heard.
You know,
and
at
we
the
all heard
perfect
about
time,
this
they could have just
Italy
turned the
thing,
computer a
and,
little bit. You would have never
when
seen
it
that
went
little
to
box
Italy
right
and
there.
Germany when they had to on the.
It would have really hit it.
The
Or-
HDMI
Yeah,
to whatever that is, RGB.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing. Here's the thing. I gotta believe that yes, he's using the HDMI cable coming out of it, but I don't see another cable for power. So at some point,
It's warning.
his MacBook
It's that
is
black.
just going to shut off.
It's a black cable right there.
Is there a black one too?
Black cord on the
I
right.
don't-
Oh,
yeah, I
yeah,
didn't
there
see
is
it.
one.
Well,
Yeah, I'm about to
our
say, that
opinion on
MacBook's
that
only
was
gonna
that
last
it should
5
have
minutes
been
without
investigated.
I will say that the
Mine will last
noise
because
we're hearing is like,
all day.
battery's
with
going.
what
Mike
we
is
do
going.
see happening.
Unless it's Hunter Biden's laptop.
This is actually Hunter Biden's laptop. I can't open it because of the password.
You know, you got the usual, it's been debunked. Well, who debunked it?
You guys are
when did they
debunking the whole
debunk it?
election.
How did they debunk it?
It's the same way
there
you
was
guys did
no
it.
investigation
Yeah, it's the same way you
by
guys
anyone
proved this.
of that information, and there should have been.
How do you
because
know
it is
5,000
entirely
illegals voted?
consistent.
We'll come back to that.
But it's
The dog on the wall has
entirely
discredited this man from
consistent with
everything.
Yeah,
I was like, oh.
exactly.
We're gonna skip that real quick.
I cannot believe he
Bill Barr
hung
comes
somebody's
out and said,
dog.
I can't believe he put it in the picture frame.
I know.
But he could have.
I mean,
he
that's
had
too
all
much.
kind of walls in his
Too
house.
much for even like some hardcore righties.
Why would you not
He's like, I'm just gonna give him a little bit of it. I don't want to give him all.
Yeah.
That has been a constant haunting
It's a dog's
question
ass.
to everyone.
It's a dog's
on our
ass.
It's
team.
got to be a dog.
I think it's a combination. of
That's the
things. I
tail.
think
I'm
some
saying that's the
people
tail, but that's the dog's
are truly,
foot right
completely,
there.
Totally corrupt.
This guy
I
hung a dog on his
suspect
wall.
that
That's the reason why it's not
this,
traced out like the rest of the
you might
body.
Find that our
do we
government
get to see
has
Mary
been
Fanning?
changing votes in other countries for years,
great
and they
question.
don't really want it revealed.
I hope he says
Certain
goodbye to
parts
Mike and
of our
shakes the
government.
tail. Bye.
I think that there are people that don't want to look; they're afraid to
Again,
look.
that's
I think
them.
there are
Correct.
probably
That isn't
people
us.
who are
Yeah.
compromised
Right.
and have been told to stay out of it.
Right.
He has no
I think
monitors in either
it's
that
a
you can
variety.
see
It's
at
not
least. So
one
maybe,
No,
Yeah.
the monitor that he has
Right. And
is
that's
on
what
the
I want
right
people
side.
to hear, because
So
I
they'll
hear
play
it all the
another-
time. People are
Oh,
going,
no.
you know
Here's what
what?
I love. They didn't even do a
Bill
green
Barr
screen
said
behind
this,
Mike
and
Lindell. Those are
there's
actually
none of the
two
judges
giant
accept
televisions.
it.
Correct.
You
Yeah.
hear all this, and we can't explain all that because it's a problem.
Because that would require proof, and proof is just something.
Therein lies the biggest
There
problem
it is.
with you,
Look,
my
look.
friend. You
But it
can't.
doesn't
The
matter.
TV's on
I
the
see.
side.
I see.
Because now the truth is told today, and it's all.
Mike has
I
brought.
can't explain it
And
to you, but here's the
everybody, you know,
fucking.
and I really believe what's
I think
going to
his
happen
tie's
once
a
everybody
clip-on.
sees now this is finally
When he
you're
raised
going
his
to have people
hands,
that
I
aren't
didn't-
afraid to speak out because it's too late to close the gate. The cows are out of the barn.
See that gap
Everybody's going to know
behind the
about
knot?
it, and they're going to want to know more and more. So.
Still
I
him.
know, Mike,
Mike, the battery's dead in the camera.
It's
not battery, that's a bad charger. That's the reason why I keep making that sound.
And people are going to go, wait a minute. What is everyone
it's
so
going in.
You went in and out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why are they going to such incredible lengths to say there's
More
nothing
stock
here
footage.
when there clearly is something here? Well, this is
And
almost
cut
like
so you don't have
you
to
and
pay
I
for it.
remember Enron. This is almost like Enron. Would we all be
I remember
saying,
every time I vote, I get a big American flag on a piece of
No one should look into Enron. No, Enron
do I do with this?
shouldn't
Like,
have
put
to
it in
tell
your
you
car,
how
let
they
people
spend
know.
your money. You just keep giving them your 401k money. No,
Oh, okay.
that's not how it works. That's
not how it works, Zach.
Our voting system. should
I'm not
work
sure he
either.
knows how it works.
Now we have with us
Ooh,
Dr.
another
Shubham.
seamless edit.
He has 4 MIT degrees.
4
He's an expert
MIT
Oh, he's in the office with
in
him.
pattern analysis. And I met him.
Don't
4
you
weeks
get
ago.
like associates and a bachelor's,
Yeah.
masters, and then your doctorate?
Well, I just
Yeah,
met Dr.
he has a
Shubham 4
doctorate.
weeks
I
ago.
tell you what,
He's
let's
gonna tell you.
we're gonna pause it here. So so we'll end it with Russ, and before we move on to whoever it is that Mike's got on there. So real quick, what's our takeaway so far?
Looks like the election was stolen.
And there's nothing we can do about it.
Don't fuck with Russ. He kills dogs.
He kills dogs.
He kills dogs and
and hangs them.
He keeps trophies. Psycho.
So far, I have not fallen victim into the belief structure of this.
You fell victim to the Adam's apple, though.
Oh man.
We've all
I
fallen into
followed
it.
along with 2,000 Mules Better.
Correct. Correct.
I mean, like,
He wasn't even in the room for 2000.
because at least y'all were like able to like. I mean, he's lost us. I mean,
Yeah.
we've gone right off the rails.
Well, he's just sitting there spewing bullshit with people who are willing to
So-
come on. Like, and
Yeah.
it's he's not even forming a sentence half the time. He's just like, and then, voting.
Maybe in the next scene with the person being in the same room as him, maybe he might do a little bit better. So let's hold up.
That's our
See
teaser.
what happens out.
I hope
That's our
they
teaser.
Rochambeau. That would make
You'll find out
Rochambeau.
next on the next episode of.
Thank you, Nick the Geek, engineer and producer, owner and operator of GOT Sound Studio. Check out details on how you can utilize his talent and production expertise at gotsoundstudio.com. Thanks to Muff the Producer. Follow him on Instagram at Muff the Producer. Thanks to Shiana Rivers for the intro and outro. Follow her podcast, Who You Callin' Holistic, available on most of your podcast listening platforms. Thanks to Trent Clark, aka DJ Lonzo, currently serving as the house DJ at the main course in Columbia, South Carolina. Make
Make sure to go by and have a good time. You can contact Trent for all your entertainment needs. Trent at theallaboutnothing.com and on Instagram at TheRealDJLonzo. On Twitter at DJ Lonzo Top 5. You can also phone him 803-262-7982. If you enjoy the show, consider becoming a patron by visiting our website and clicking at the link at the top of the browser that will take you to our Patreon page. You can find details on how you become a supporter, or you can check out benefits there and just consider a donation so that we can continue to bring you this nonsense. We enjoy doing it. We enjoy you enjoying it. As always, you can follow us on Facebook. Just search for All About Nothing US. On Twitter and Instagram at AAN_pod, or you can find links to all of our social media and available podcast platforms by visiting theallaboutnothing.com. If you'd like to be heard on the show, you may call and leave us a message, 803-672-0533. If the time between these episodes is too far apart, you can fill that time by checking out some of our partner podcasts. Zach and I host What the Pod Was That with Carrie Simmons. Visit whatthepodwasthat.com for links and details. Carrie and Chrissy host Status Macabre. You can find details at statusmacabre.com. Ami Bland takes a deep dive down the rabbit hole in episodes of Welcome to Wonderland, available on all of your podcast listening platforms. As well, you should check out our own DJ Lonzo's Top 5, hosted by Trent Clark, available on most of your podcast listening platforms.
Everybody,
tune in next week.
Yeah, we'll finish
the exciting adventures of
Hello,
Heroes.
We'll finish part 2. We'll finish part 2 next week. Everybody, stay safe and
have a week.
Yeah.
This The All About Nothing podcast is recorded live from the Maddie Johnson podcast studio at GOT Sound Studio in Columbia, South Carolina. The All About Nothing podcast is produced and engineered by Neek the Geek, owner and operator of GOT Sound Studio. To support the show, please visit theallaboutnothing.com for links to social media, merchandise, and more. Become a patron of the show by following the Patreon link at the top of our page. The All About Nothing podcast is an entertainment product of Barrett Gruber. Special thanks to Zach King, Trent Clark, Muff the producer, Neek the Geek, and you, our listeners. Please subscribe, rate, review, and share. If you're on YouTube, please hit the like button and the notification bell. Thank you for listening.